The film begins with three thrill-seekers scaling a large rock wall. The three are Becky, her husband Dan, and her best friend Hunter. Dan is startled by a bat flying out of its hole, and he loses his footing. In an attempt to climb back up, Dan hangs on, but his harness comes loose, and he falls to his death. After over a year, Becky has developed an alcohol problem and is still grieving over Dan's passing. She also hasn't spoken to her father James since he suggested that she stop mourning over Dan. After leaving the bar, Becky heads home and is ready to overdose on pills when she gets a call from Hunter. She visits Becky at her flat to console her and makes the suggestion that they climb a TV tower that is more than 2,000 feet tall. Since she hasn't been climbing since Dan's passing, Becky is hesitant. Hunter stays by her side. When she awakens the following morning, she tells Hunter that she has a memory of Dan telling her not to be afraid to live, and she accepts her invitation to accompany her to the tower. Before their major climb, they spent the night at a motel. The girls attempt to drive out toward the tower but are only able to get as far as the gate, forcing them to walk. When they get there, Becky almost quits due to fear, but Hunter persuades her to carry on. Hunter remarks that they have passed the height of the Eiffel Tower as they come to a halt after climbing for 1,000 feet and taking in the view. They have to ascend another 200 feet on a rusty, shaky outside ladder as they continue upward. As Hunter plays around while attempting to climb up, several bolts come free. Finally, the two climb to the top and admire the view. Hunter shoots videos for his social media page and flies a drone. Becky also takes the opportunity to spread Dan's ashes from above, which makes Hunter emotional. When the girls decide to go back down, Becky goes first and makes it to the part of the ladder where two bolts have fallen. The ladder comes loose as Becky drops her bag with the drone and water onto the moon below. Hunter manages to pull Becky back up using her straps, but the ladder to get back down is broken. Becky also has a large gash on her leg, but Hunter puts a tourniquet on it. They found binoculars and a flare in a box, but they decided to wait until needed. Both realize they have no signal there to call for help. Through binoculars, they see a caravan in front of the gate. They decided to drop the phone and put it in Hunter's shoe, stuffing it with his and Becky's socks and Hunter's sports bra so it wouldn't break if it fell to the floor. Unfortunately, this is exactly what happens. One of the men in the trailer is walking his dog near a construction site and the dog finds Hunter's shoes and a broken phone. The girls find her and throw Becky's shoes to get her attention. They see a man having a barbecue with his friends, and the girls decide to wait until it's dark enough to get their attention with a flare gun. As soon as the sun sets, they try to attract attention with the light from Becky's mobile phone. But they stole Becky's vehicle and left. Hunter admitted that she and Dan had been in a relationship for 4 months after getting drunk, and Dan made the first move. Hunter said he broke up because he loved Becky more, even though she was in love with Dan. The next morning, Becky notes that it's been 2 hours since they dropped Hunter's phone, forcing them to admit that the phone was broken. Hunter then says she can go down to the satellite and get their bags to access their supplies. She uses the harness to duck and try to jump onto the satellite. After drinking some water, Hunter used his selfie stick to hook his bag to his harness, then used it to help himself back up. While trying to climb up, Hunter slipped but appeared to land with the bag, although her hand was burned by the rope, forcing Becky to pull her up. Just before the drone reached the motel, a truck plowed in and destroyed it, and the driver didn't realize it. Becky became more delirious due to dehydration and hunger. She asks Hunter for her shoe so she can send her phone to call for help. It is later revealed that the Hunter she talked to for several hours was an illusion. Hunter never landed in the bag and hit the satellite while trying to climb, and she bled to death. Becky just pulled the bag and imagined that Hunter couldn't cope with her being up there alone. The next morning, Vulture discovered Becky sleeping and tried to bite her leg. Becky then grabbed the vulture by the neck and kicked it until it died, and she began to eat it. Becky realizes she has one last chance to survive, and she texts James, apologizing for the way she treated him when he was only taking care of her. She went down to the satellite and removed Hunter's shoe to put her phone in, then shoved the shoe into Hunter's stomach as a vulture was picking up his body. Becky pushes Hunter's body away from the satellite so the message can be broadcast. James was later seen walking to the tower, where he found the entire team of authorities at the scene. He finds them taking the body of Hunter, whom he fears is Becky, until he discovers that Becky has been rescued and shot to safety. Becky falls into James's arms and they become family once again.